All right, folks, we are once again at that point in time where Superman and Lois has come to a very fascinating finale. We did it. Season two's done. We're actually getting a season three. They've confirmed it, and it's happening. Will it be the last? Probably, because the CW is going Kaputski some point. So we're getting Stargirl next for these bigger budgeted CW things, and I'm going to assume we're going to get Superman and Lois season 3. Then it's probably done. Which I won't complain if it's the last one, because that's like 45 episodes of solid Supermaning television. So the finale to season 2. Does it live up to season 1? I think it does. Like, the finale to season 1 was really impressive. Set up a really cool idea going forward. This finale was really impressive. I think it resolved the stories in a really neat fashion. It did kind of get a little ham-fisted at the end, but it's Superman. Expect it, live it, love it. Worry not, because it's going to happen. Look, we're setting up the tension. Honestly, I'm very surprised by this. We set up the tension in like the first 40 minutes of, I guess in the first 30 minutes, I'd say. And then like the back half of this was just resolving the conflict in terms of just like personal and emotional connection. We weren't actually like setting up anything new. We're just like letting the past be the past and like let's move forward and do some fun stuff. Like, it was very impressive because the big battle sequence ends halfway through the show. And it kind of like resolves in a big way. We saw at the end of the last episode, the worlds are merging. People are being vanished. Planes are falling out of the sky. Big budgeted shit is happening. That's right. It's a CW show, but the budget was incredible in this episode. You felt it when the cars are crashing, the planes are falling from the skies, the world's falling apart. It looked big budget, and I was very impressed with that. I was actually surprised by how good it looked, because there's been some iffy moments this season, but that was really cool to see. I really dug seeing the way that all looked, and everything's merging, everything's falling apart. Lana and Sarah and Sophie, surprisingly, are looking for Kyle. They can't find him anywhere. Most of our family is together, but suddenly another like thing happens, the world starts to shake, and Lois is gone and replaced with the bizarro Lois. And they don't explain why she doesn't come back when everybody else starts to randomly appear in other places. The Loises kind of stay separate, which I'm like, okay, that's an interesting choice, but okay. I like that a lot. And again, it's called Superman and Lois. Give Lois something to do. They do, man, because I love the sequence of just Lois stranded on the other world trying to get back to her family. She's with her dad for a second, and she's like, I'm losing my mind. I got to get back to my kids. She can't. Her dad snaps back to the normal place. He's able to go find John and Jordan, but Lois can't get back. And it's a really nice moment when she actually finds Kyle, and Kyle pretty much confesses the bullshit he's done, and he's like, I deserve this. You believe in karma? I think I deserve to be here alone, stranded without anybody. They're the last two people on this planet. Then Kyle vanishes, and in a cathartic sentence, when Lois is like, nobody deserves to be alone, she's alone on the planet. Oh, is that a powerful moment? It looked great too. So Lois is kind of dealing with just being alone in that situation. I'm like, that's a really cool thing to have her do. It makes a lot of sense. I think that's really fun. Allie's still bringing the worlds together. John Henry is still stranded in space somewhere. Natalie's going to go find him. She's like, okay, kind of know where I'm going with this. I kind of picked up the stress signal. He needs the escape pod. She's going to bring it through the portal to find him. They eventually find each other. But what she didn't hear was she needed to fill the escape pod with XK so they can use it up to blow up the portal. Not going to work. So how are they going to do it now? How are they going to solve this big problem now? Well, here's how they're going to do it. They're going to take all the energy and power out of their suits, transfer it to the escape pod, and just blow it up in the alley. And they do. And guess what? They have no power. There's a very intense and very real moment where a father and daughter are stranded in space, losing oxygen, and they just embrace and just be like, I love you. I've never been prouder to have you as my father. You're the best daughter ever. And they just have each other there. And you think they're going to die. And there's a part of me that's like, they're going to kill John Henry? I thought they were. I really did for a minute, because I'm like, it's so intense. And you're feeling that emotion for these characters. You'd believe something could happen here. And I think that's very impressive and kind of scary at the same time. It's like, wow. we have them in these really nice suits and this really nice background that actually looks impressive and big budget. And I'm just like, we're doing some emotional stuff. But something happens and they don't die. Because guess what? We figured out a solution to the Superman problem. Now, okay, how are you going to solve this problem really quick? Tal shows up, he returns the gun's like, yo, that's not normal, right? He doesn't say it like that, but he's like, this is worse than what I did. And again, this whole episode is kind of about family. It's about the Cushings finding each other again. It's about the brotherly love between Tal and Clark. It's about Lois and her kids and the kids and Natalie and everybody finding like these surrogate families together through these intimate connections. This is all about brotherly love in this scene because Tal's like, I got a plan. I'm going to go fight Allie. Goes up to fight Allie. He's about to die. Jordan has to come in and save him. In a scene that I think looked the most iffy was when Jordan was in space. It didn't have like the best looking visual effects, but I didn't hate it. It didn't look terrible. Comes back down, saved his uncle. Everything's going great, right? Well, we have a new plan in place. Clark has this idea, and his idea is just throw me into the sun. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I need a supercharge. The sun's got a lot of energy. Boop, boop, boop. Throw me into the sun. So Tal throws him into the sun. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I can get behind this kind of a silly ending. Because it's good. Like, the effects of him in the sun look good. The way he's screaming and you just see, like, the body starting to burn and then heal itself because he's recharging. And then he's healed. He's healed. And he saves Natalie. And he saves John Henry. And he stops Allie from everything, and you get a great sequence where this is such a... I loved this sequence so much. It's a great couple of seconds of television where you just see the blur of the new speeded Clark with like the yellow and gold glow of the sun coming off him. Flies over his kids, drops off the steels. They're like, it's Dad. Flies over the other world, sees Lois, and she's like, it's Clark. Flies over Smallville, and in the crowd of people looking up, there's Lana, and she's like, it's Superman. It's Dad, it's Clark, it's Superman. I love that. And guess what? Clark is just like, there's Allie. I saved the steals. How do I stop this from happening? I know. I watched a movie from a while back in the 70s where Superman did something like this too. What if I spin around the world really fast and just get the energy going, spin it around really fast, see how things are going to go, and ooh, that effect was beautiful. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. You really feel like they know where to put their money for the visual effects because that was insane. That looked so good. Just like the way he's going around, stops for a moment, punches into the ground of both Earths, and breaks them apart in a beautiful slow motion effect that is echoed with the scream of Clark punching into the ground. That's amazing. Use a big solar punch. Holy crap. Did you ever think this is where we would get some of the best cinematic Superman ever? Like on a CW show. I never thought we would be here. And I'm just like, wow. We have come a long way since Superman on television. That this is what we can do now? I can't believe it. It's really impressive. It's very well done. And it looked so good. Just like the colors of the red oozing from his suit. It was so pretty. I really dug it. And the problem solved. We did it. Ships falling from the sky, planes crash into things. We solved it. Superman got his groove back. He saved the world. And it's just, we did it. We did it. We were done. We solved the crisis. All it took was to throw Clark into the sun, and we can solve the problem. Is that like a cop-out? Is that too lazy? I don't think it is at all. Because the entire crux of this was he didn't have enough power. She was a parasite, and they kept hammering in the word parasite, which makes me think she's going to be connected to the villain Parasite that we could probably see appearing on the show at some point. I just really like that, and he's like, he's got more power now? Kick her ass. Simple as that. Like, I don't think there's any problem with that at all. Not just because it looked brilliant, it felt brilliant. Every character moment felt justified in that. I really dug it. It's really cool. And then we have another like 15 minutes to fill on time, and it's just like the back end of the story happening. So what happens in that time? There's a lot of cool things that happen, just like a bunch of little details I enjoy to see. We tell Chrissy that Clark is Superman. Another person knows the secret. She's fine with it, but she's like, wow, just staring at Clark surprisingly. Very fun, very cool. Lana and Kyle do not reconcile. Didn't mean for that to rhyme. he wants her. He wants to come back home, but she's like, I can't forgive you for what that was. They have one final moment together where they dance away. We're resolving that story. I've said it every time. Kyle is one of the best characters of the show. And his moment where he's confessing to Lois that he deserves to be here, it's powerful. It's really good stuff. I really dug that. Looks like Jordan and Sarah are going to be okay. That's kind of fun. Don't do the tension, you know? I know, like, it's been the CW's motto for so long. There's going to be tension when you find out the truth. Sarah's like, nah, it makes sense. I was just focused on myself when I should have been more focused on you. And you were carrying this thing you couldn't tell me, so it's fine. I'm like, that's very good. Because I guess both of these kids, like the actual characters in the show, they've been through some trauma of their own with Jordan's anxiety and Sarah's attempts of suicide. So I'm like, yeah, they definitely have a grasp on their emotions, but not how to communicate those emotions. So I'm like, that works for me. I think that was an earned moment, and I bought that relationship. They're throwing a big festival, just like a big party to celebrate Miracle Monday where Superman saved us all. He saved the whole world, but good for you, Smallville, making it all about you. There's kids in Superman costumes and Steel costumes. That was so cool. Are you kidding me? I love that there's this like little kids there with big hammers in the Steel suit. That's adorable. Because now they got another hero of this world, oh my goodness. What does this mean? Who's to say what this means? We know what it means. Whatever. They say there's no other heroes on this earth, which implies, it just says it, it's not connected to the Arrowverse. It's not connected to the Arrowverse. Or else why wouldn't Kara show up for any of this? It doesn't matter. It's cool. We don't have to connect it. That's all good. But that does not mean characters from that universe can't be in this story, because guess who shows up? John Diggle's back. Okay. And he's like, yo, John Henry Irons, I know you're from another universe, but the John Henry Irons of this universe is dead because of this Bruno Reynard guy. You want to go figure out what's happening there? Maybe try to pitch ourselves a spin-off, or maybe we're setting up a new season where potentially Dark Ops, I guess? I don't know. I like to see that. That was really adorable. Why is Diggle here? I like, it's cool, but I'm like, okay, Diggle. I get it. You're still maybe doing that show where you train kids or something. But you don't have to keep the Diggle haircut. You can just let it be all natural, baby. You've earned your right to do that, David. Good for you. Looks like Lucy's happy. So good. She's going to be with Daddy doing something in Metropolis. I can't hate her for that. That's kind of fun. Does she know that Clark is Superman? Or are we still telling her that secret? I don't think we told her, have we? Fine by me. There's a scene where Lois goes to talk to Allie, and both Allies are in prison. And she's like, did you ever feel whole? I don't think that was our Lois. I honestly think, because we saw one version of Allie talking and the other one wasn't understanding, I think that's the version of Lois that was from the Bizarro world who's still in our world. I think that's what that was, because it just felt weird. But if they're setting that up later, an evil Lois perhaps, because she's one of the only ones not to wear a suit yet, like a special cool suit. What happened to John L? Is he still arrested? Okay. Tal-Ro, guess what? He went to the Bizarro world. He's going to go hook up with that Lana, but I think she's still arrested too. So, yeah, man, you're not really getting anywhere with that. And the episode ends with a really sweet moment where the Kent family is out on a boat, and Clark's like, I'm making us a fortress of solitude for everybody, which I don't understand, because isn't that what your house is? So are you just making a bigger house of ice for your family? And he also says to John, like, My mom would love to meet you. Besides, I think I got a lot of Kryptonian technology you'd like to play with. What does that mean? Are you going to... It actually put a few ideas in my head. It's going to give John a chance to put on a suit. And if he does, Flamebird or Nightwing, or maybe just... Because I don't think it's going to be like Eradicator or a Superboy. I'm thinking it's going to be like a more Kryptonian-based thing. I'm really thinking Flamebird. I don't think they'd say Nightwing. But if they did, wouldn't that be amazing? Like, my mind instantly just went to, what, a Kryptonian superhero, right? That's what we're going to do for John. We're going to make him a hero. I think it's going to be something like that. Cool. Great episode. Ended perfectly. It looked very cinematic. Literally, this like the color palettes are beautiful, showing the increasing red and oranges coming into the planet. The effects for the actual cubed world are still mind-boggling. It looks beautiful and intense. I'm really liking what this season did. I think this is a very hopeful finale. It's all about hope. It's all about perseverance. They found a way to make that work, and everything about this show hit the landing for me. They did not set up very much for season 2, except for I think that scene of like the bizarro Lois, which could be anything. But I'm really liking this. Great finale, great fun. Just seeing a good Superman show where he punches the Earth after spinning around it and breaks it apart from another one using a supersonic solar flare punch. Dude, that's what else could you ask for, man? On top of that, a great emotional beat between his kids and their respective partners, and a story about a father and daughter about to die embracing each other before they're saved by Superman. 2 thumbs up, babe. Like, that's amazing. It's great. It's amazing. This whole season was very interesting. Couple misses, but this was a hit. It was really fun to see. We just threw Clark into the sun. And it worked. It was very cool. I really dug it. That is going to do it for the Superman and Lois Season 2 reviews. Will we be back for Season 3? You bet your bottom dollar if I'm alive and still doing this, I'll be back for Season 3. So thank you guys so much for following me on this journey through Superman and Lois. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And as always, I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.